Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. We are the podcast that turns your ideas into an amazing adventure every single day. You know, we couldn't even exist without imaginations from kids just like you. So if you have an idea for a story, I'd love to see it. Check down in the show notes below for how you can submit your own story idea, and maybe we'll turn it into an awesome adventure. And parents, if you're new to kids podcasting, I want to challenge you to listen to podcasting for 5 days in a row with your kids. It's going to increase their imagination, decrease screen time, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Are you guys ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! One sunny morning, Donut, the pot-bellied pig, woke up as his alarm clock vibrated his four-poster bed. Although he was a pig, he did not enjoy sleeping in cold mud or pokey haystacks like the other pigs. Donut much preferred to curl up in his piles of pillows and fluffy blankets every night. Wait a second, I like those things too. Does that mean I'm a pot-bellied pig? He stretched his short piggy legs and jumped out of bed. His best friend, Micaiah, would be there any minute. Donut didn't know exactly where they were going. Micaiah had only told him it was a surprise, and Donut loved surprises. When the lights of his bedroom began flashing, Donut headed outside to greet his falcon friend. Since Donut was deaf, he couldn't hear the flashing lights, and vibrating alarms helped him go about his day without the sense of hearing. "Morning, Donut!" Micaiah signed with his feather fingers. "Ready for our adventure today?" Donut nodded his head enthusiastically and signed back, "Let's eat first. I'm hungry." Being a pot-bellied pig, he was always ready to eat. Micaiah laughed and told him, "Don't you worry. Eating is part of the surprise." At that, Donut snorted happily and trotted out the door. Micaiah flew ahead and Donut followed him into the grassy yard. Nestled on top of the grass was a plaid blanket with a picnic basket. Donut followed the baked and sugary smells to the basket, sticking his piggy nose inside and pulling out his favorite treat of all time. "A donut!" Micaiah used his feathered wings to tell him, "Surprise! I got us a donut feast!" Donut the pot-bellied pig grunted in thanks and gobbled down the purple frosted donut covered in round yellow sprinkles. Ooh, it tasted like blueberries and lemons. Immediately, Donut's body turned purple and yellow spots appeared all over him. "Cool! My turn!" signed Micaiah. He swooped into the basket and came out with a perfectly round jelly donut painted in blue frosting. Micaiah took a giant bite with his beak. He swallowed, and his body instantly turned blue like the frosting and just as round. Only his head remained the same as he floated and bobbed around in the breeze. "Wow, you're a bird balloon!" Donut signed with his pig hooves while laughing. A gust of wind came and blew Micaiah into the branches of a nearby tree. He started flapping his wings frantically at Donut, signing, "Quick, throw me another one!" Donut dug around in the basket until he pulled out one that looked promising. He tossed it into the air to Micaiah, who only had his beak left to catch with. He speared it and gobbled it down. The long donut was painted like a feather and turned Micaiah back into a bird. "Phew-wee!" Micaiah swept his forehead relieved. Once he saw that Micaiah was okay again, Donut the pig reached in for the next one. Oh dear, what's gonna happen? He pulled out another donut with vanilla frosting covered in blue frosted rings. Oh dear. He gulped it down in one bite. Holy smokes, how did he do that in one? bite. Can you eat an entire donut in one gulp? Me neither. Donut's belly felt a little tickle that traveled up his throat and out of his mouth. A small bubble slipped out of Donut's mouth. Bloop. Then another. Bloop. Then another. Bloop. You're a bubble bath! Micaiah shouted to Donut. Donut felt a bunch more tickles creep up from his belly at once, and he had to let them out. As he let out a giant burp, a fountain of bubbles erupted from his mouth. Micaiah opened the basket. Let's try these guys next. He held out 2 bright red and orange donut holes and handed one to Donut. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. They both popped them into their mouths at the same time. Donut and Micaiah's feet began to rumble like an earthquake. They began to heat up like a microwave burrito. Vroom! Holy smokes! Actually, holy smokes! Fire burst out of their feet, and they went sailing into the sky like rocket ships. Donut soared through the clouds on his rocket ship hooves. Higher and higher up he went through the blue sky towards the sun. Micaiah used his wings to steer over to his friend, flames shooting out of the talons on his feet. Grab on! Micaiah told his piggy friend. I'll steer us! Donut grabbed onto Micaiah's tail feathers, careful to stay clear of the flames from his feet. Yikes! Be careful! Together, the 2 friends broke through Earth's atmosphere. What? They're going to outer space! Micaiah steered them up towards the moon and took a big swooping turn around it. Donut watched in awe as they passed. With the moon creatures waving to them, he happily waved back and signed a quick hello. Micaiah gracefully maneuvered them in a loop and backed down towards Earth. As they re-entered the atmosphere, the flames of their rocket finally began to sputter. Hold on! Micaiah signed. He aimed them over the water of a lake, and the 2 friends splashed down into the cool, refreshing water. Donut and Micaiah swam to shore and shook themselves off. Their feet were now back to normal. No more flames or rumbling. They lied back in the grass, relaxing, enjoying the peacefulness of the lakeside. After a few quiet moments, Donut tapped Micaiah and signed, Want another donut? Holy smokes! Wow, even though that's the end of our story, I don't think it's quite at the end of these 2 friends' adventures with those magical donuts. I'm going to have to double check to make sure the next donut I eat isn't going to send me blasting off into space. The end. Hey friends, I need your help celebrating a birthday. Drum roll, please. Happy birthday, Rowan! Woohoo! I'm so glad that we got to celebrate you and your big day on the show, Rowan. Happy birthday! I hope it's the best one ever. Well, friends, I hope you all have a super duper day, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye!